Is a celebrant wedding legal in 2023? If you live in England, the short answer to this is no. As of February 2023, you can't get married legally with a wedding celebrant. If you live in Scotland, you can get married with a humanist celebrant, but not an independent. But England and Wales, you cannot. However, this video is going to have a look at when it might become legal and ways around those legalities that could work for you. Hi folks, I'm Paul by the way from Stand By Me Ceremonies. I'm working as a professional celebrant in the north of England, specifically in Manchester. Today we're having a look at the legalities of celebrant-led weddings and civil partnerships. As I said in the intro, in England and Wales as of February 2023, you can't get married legally by a celebrant. You'd need a registrar or a religious figure there to do it, but you don't necessarily need to see this as such a negative. The fact that it isn't legal shouldn't put you off. More so, it should get you to question what you actually think a wedding or a civil partnership ceremony really is. In a registry office, the legal part of a wedding or a civil partnership are the reading of the words and the signing of the register. The wording, being the legal requirement, has very little flexibility to it at all. And so your ceremony will sound like everybody else's. You won't get to meet the registrar before the event, and so you don't really know who's going to be delivering it until they arrive. The location of the wedding or civil partnership is also dictated to by the law. So you can only get married in a licensed venue in the part of that venue that you're allowed to do it, or a religious building, or a register office. You might be thinking, well, those don't really sound like big restrictions to me, but hear me out. Have a think about the most idyllic setting you could possibly have for your wedding or civil partnership, either by a lake or on the beach or in a wooded area, maybe at a football ground, at a music festival, or even in your parents' back garden if it's big enough. Now think about a TV show or a film where there's been a really iconic wedding happen, like Phoebe and Mike in Friends getting married on the streets of New York with the Caribbean steel drum player, or Bernadette and Howard in The Big Bang, who decide to get married on the rooftop and they're married by all of their friends. Would it surprise you to know that all of those scenarios that I've just listed aren't legal in the UK at this point? This is because at the moment, legal weddings and civil partnerships are location based in the UK, so you have to have the official part done in a legally recognised building with an officiate. There's a paper currently with the government that's trying to change the law so it's not location based, it's people based. So fingers crossed, by the time you watch this video, maybe the rules will be different and celebrants can lead legal ceremonies virtually anywhere. So back to the original idea, what is a civil partnership or a wedding ceremony? What is that to you? I personally don't see it as the part where you have to sign the register or have a statement read to you that legally you have to have read to you. I personally see it as the part where you exchange rings, where you share personal vows with each other, where you hear the celebrant talk all about your relationship together and how it's evolved over time. The part where you walk back down the aisle and all of your friends and family throw the confetti. That's really what the wedding ceremony is. So why does it matter that you've had to do the legal part, say, the day before? If you start to look at the finance of this, it becomes quite interesting. To go to a register office or to get a registrar to come to a venue can cost anywhere from £400 to £800 in the UK in 2023, depending on which borough you're in and the sort of demand that you've got there. Now, you might find it interesting to know that you can shorten the service down and have what they call a 2+2 or a 2x2 ceremony at a register office that will only cost you around £80 total. Now, all that will be a short 20-minute ceremony where you sign the register, you say I do to a couple of the shortest statements that you can, and you have 2 extra people with you, which don't even have to be family members, and it doesn't take very long at all. It's sort of similar to the process of giving notice of marriage, and it costs about the same. So why not do your notice of marriage and then the legal part of the marriage before your big day, get that out of the way, and then when you get the celebrant come to your wedding or your civil partnership and conduct the ceremony, it can be wherever you want. It can say whatever you want. There's no restrictions. You already know the person who's delivering it. They know you really well. Surely that's a better scenario for everybody. This takes some of the question marks away from the process of not meeting the registrar before the event. This way you've got complete control of how that ceremony is going to go, exactly what's going to happen, and it will be completely personalised to you. And it doesn't need to cost very much more than it would have done with that very generic, very short, very impersonal service that you'd get from a registrar. Sure, the 2+2 ceremony, you could argue, is the official wedding or the official civil partnership or the legal wedding or civil partnership. But really, the part where you spend it with all of your family, all of your friends in a beautiful location with a ceremony and then an after party, a meal, a DJ in the evening, a band, however you choose to do it, that's your wedding. That's how everyone will see it. The celebrant may just say at the start of your ceremony, as the couple are legally married, today we can celebrate together with all of their friends and family. And that is literally the only thing that will be mentioned about the fact that the legal part was done the day before. It's just about a change of mindset here as to what is a wedding and does it matter which is the legal bit and which bit isn't. I hope you found that useful, folks. If you've got any questions about this legal process, please leave them in the comments on YouTube and I'll get to them as soon as I can. See you on the next one. Cheers.